My family and I recently got to go on an amazing trip to the UK. Our first stop in the UK was the Isle of Skye in Scotland. We then went over into England and visited the Coswalts, as well as going into Oxford and seeing several really cool, amazing places in Oxford, including a few filming locations for the Harry Potter movies. And we also, while in England, of course, had to visit Stonehenge. And they're still trying to decide if aliens built this or maybe unicorns and rhinoceroses. I don't really know, but it was really cool to see. And then we also made a little detour very briefly up into Wales, so we at least hit three parts of the UK. And one stop, of course, that we had to make in England was the city of London. Yep, that's my old friend Ben there. He's a pretty big guy. And if you've watched this far, you're probably asking yourself, Travis, did you see any Lego in London? Well, of course I did. I had to stop by the flagship Lego store in London. So, welcome back to Build with Travis. And in this special episode, I'm going to give you a tour of all the cool things I saw in the London Lego store. So, let's jump in there like we just stepped on a Lego piece barefoot. When you first enter this Lego store, you are greeted by a big, colorful tree built out of Lego. And in this tree, not only are there all kinds of awesome details, there are these little like peeking areas where you can look in and see like a little scene that has been built. And so that's kind of cool looking around the tree and seeing all the cool things that are built on the inside. They also had this really cool Star Wars mural for May the 4th. They also had some really impressive builds that really just were London eccentric, like the police officer and the guard. We had James Bond's car here that you could get in and act like you were driving it, and that was actually really, really cool. And then there was a whole section of just London inspired Lego builds. And then we've got, once again, Big Ben, except this time Ben is built out of Lego. And he is pretty massive. In fact, if you go up to the second floor of this store, you can get a closer look at the tip top of Ben. And Sherlock Holmes doing some detective work around here on the other side of him. Again, all these were kind of London, UK inspired things. They had a lot of these little like video areas that kind of look like windows with different characters doing different things. You got the double decker bus built out of Lego, which I thought was really cool with some little Mario mushrooms on there and some other things. And then, of course, London and the UK, obviously known for Harry Potter. And so there were a lot of Harry Potter inspired Lego displays going on. This was kind of just a mural here of Ron and Harry flying the blue car from the second movie, Chamber of Secrets. But they also actually had some cool 3D builds like these characters of Voldemort and the Snake, and then you've also got Ron and Hermione and Hagrid's in there, and some of the owls. Just a lot of really cool builds of Lego minifigures that were really neat and great photo ops if you ever get a chance to go to the Lego store in London. There's actually two Lego stores in London. This is what's called the flagship store, and it was by far the coolest Lego store that I have ever been in. But before someone calls me out on there actually being three Lego stores in London, yes, there is one in one of the airports here in London that I visited as well. But this by far, even to me, beats the Disney Springs Lego store, which I, up until this point, had thought was the coolest. This two-story Lego store is definitely the coolest Lego store I have ever been in. And this Lego store, like any other Lego store, had a great minifigure part section. There were multiple bins that you could choose from. What was interesting to me, as I have mentioned in a previous video, is that they pretty much have all the same parts that we have here in the US. So nothing special at the London store or nothing out of the ordinary that we don't have here in the US. If you ever find yourself in London, I highly suggest checking out the flagship Lego store. It has a lot of cool displays and a lot of neat things to see. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, please consider commenting. I'd love to hear from you, and please, it would really help me out if you would hit up that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep traveling and keep building.